Hi VC, it's Jeff back with another update video. I hope this finds everybody well. I had a birthday last week, so this is a bit of a birthday haul. Just showing some records that I received as gifts and some records that I purchased using birthday money and some gift card money. So let's start off with from 1973, Johnny Winters. This is Still Alive and Well. And this record was Johnny's 7th studio album. This one particularly caught me because as a Stones guy, there's a couple of Stones covers that he does on this album. Silver Train and Let It Bleed, and both are actually very good renditions. Good album. In 1988, this is Steve Earle's Copperhead Road. I saw Steve live, I guess maybe 3 weeks ago now, and in conjunction with the 30th anniversary of this album, Steve is performing the album in its entirety on the tour, which was really neat to see. So it was nice to actually get this LP, as it's a upgrade from a cassette copy that I've had for a number of years. From 1957, this is Charles Mingus' The Clown. This is a reissue on Jazz Wax Records. One of a couple of holes that I was able to fill in this haul was to get Queen's The Game from 1980. And this was actually the last Queen album that I needed from their debut up until this album in 1980. So it was nice to get a second Queen album, Innuendo, from 1991. This is a reissue. Love the cover. And some of the highlight songs on this particular album is Our Headlong and The Show Must Go On. I think I'm Going Slightly Mad too is a fairly big tune. Okay, another hole for me. This is from 1973, I think. No, I'm sorry, 1980. Steely Dan's Katy Lied. And it was the last Steely Dan album that I needed from the 70s. The Grateful Dead from 1975. From the Mars Hotel, with a subtitle of Ugly Rumors. If you actually hold the album upside down and to a mirror, you can't see it here, but this mumbo jumbo here says Ugly Rumors if you hold it up to a mirror. I like the label on this. This is on Grateful Dead Records. And another Grateful Dead piece, which actually has some pretty good significance for my wife and I. This is Grateful Dead Reckoning. It's a 2 LP live album from 1980. And what's really significant about this album is a number of years ago when I first heard the song, and on this album it appears side 3, track 2, is Cassidy. And Cassidy, this particular song is my first introduction to the name Cassidy, which stuck with us, and my wife and I named our first daughter after that song. So a little bit of significance in getting that album, so that was a nice piece. This completes my Japan collection. It's a double live album from 1983 called Oil on Canvas. It's mostly live tracks. There are some instrumental studio tracks that they kind of put in between some songs. So it's not completely a live album, but it was nice to obtain because, as I say, it completed my Japan collection. And this is Brian Eno's third album, Taking Tiger Mountain by Strategy. Considered one of his best, well known in the vinyl community. This is a reissue, but never had it before in any format, so it was nice to add to the collection. One of their biggest albums, if not their biggest, is 1970s Black Sabbath, Paranoid. This is a 1979 reissue, but it completely mimics everything. It's a gatefold cover with the inside photograph from the original pressing. Probably in near mint minus condition, so that was a nice addition. Okay, 3 left, folks. Probably the 3 biggest, or ones that I regard the highest in this particular batch, but this next one is Evolution by the Hollies. This is a Canadian pressing on the yellow Epic label. And like the American pressing released at the same time, the Canadian and US pressings contained 10 songs, which featured, of course, and highlighted on the cover, their hit Carrie Ann. The UK original pressing, however, had 12 tracks, so this one had 2 less than the UK pressing, and I don't think Carrie Ann was actually on the UK pressing. So, but I just love that cover. Bo Hansen's 3rd album, this is Attic Thoughts. Not quite as strong as Lord of the Rings, his 1st album, but the artwork on this particular one is just terrific. Attic Thoughts, it's a gatefold. And the last one that I have to show you is a album that I picked up. I was in my local stereo shop last week, a shop that actually I've been going to since I was a teenager, and I upgraded my Ortophon 2M cartridge from a red to a blue, and while one of the employees was grabbing one of the actually the stylus out of the locked glass case, they have some records there that I thought I would quickly stroll through. Mostly new albums, but they do have some used albums which I think belong to one of the employees there. He was just unloading pieces from his collection, and while I wouldn't consider this to be a personal grail, it's one that I've been searching for a few years now. It's certainly a prog rock album to have. And it's in immaculate condition. This is Griffin's Red Queen to Griffin 3. Canadian pressing. And I think this was only about 15 bucks in this condition. And I was not leaving that behind, so I added it to the bill. And that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.